right, so this was our previous problem, number 2 here, right? We did our conversion entry, and this is our end result. And of course, this is what we solved for in our inventory worksheet, right? Very vibrant, very colorful, okay? This is a way for us to keep track of where our inventory is going and how are we separating it. So now let's go ahead and take a look at what happened next. So question number 3, right, we're going to continue the inventory from question number 1. Your inventory method is still periodic and it's still FIFO, but this time we have beginning inventory. Okay, we have on June 30th that we have a total of 1,250 toys on hand. So what are we going to do with this information? We're going to carry it over from our previous inventory worksheet and carry it into our new inventory worksheet, okay? So again, my ending inventory, right? This is my ending inventory. I have 3 batches of my inventory. I have my yellow batch, my green batch, and I have my blue batch, okay? I have to transfer the exact amount over into my inventory worksheet in the exact order as well, because again, these order reflect these purchases that we made here, right? On June 10th, June 20th, and June 25th. This is what we're going to carry over to my inventory worksheet. So I got 170, 480, and 600. So I'm going to carry that over into question number 3. Okay, right here, under my inventory on hand, right, 170, 480, and 600. Right, my totals should be that 1250, and that should also equal this right here. So let me see, I'm going to carry these values over, starting with the cost per item here, because it's very significant in case we end up, needing these total amounts here. Okay. All right, so that's what we had. We had 2,044 from the very beginning inventory, and we transferred over here. And once again, I'm going to keep my color coding just because, so we know exactly what happened to our inventory, right? And where it goes afterwards, right? Now, of course, because we are using periodic inventory, we're going to be dealing with some more purchases and some more purchase returns and allowances. I'm also going to take this, since this is our beginning inventory, right? That's going to also be part of our goods available, right? Because that's what we need to include. This is what we started off with before we made any other purchases. So this is going to be something that we need to put on our goods available. So a few steps, extra steps here. Okay, so okay. All right, so I have to color code these as well. So what we're going to do now is we're going to take a look at my scenario here, so we can go ahead and proceed with our purchases as well as our returns as well as our batches of inventory that we need to purchase. Okay, so in this case, that's our beginning inventory. It's going to be put into our goods available because that's going to be included in the goods available, right? So there we have 2 of those copies here, and now we can go ahead and proceed with the scenario, okay? So then on July 5th, we end up purchasing another 500 toys at $1.65 with the freight costing $25. So 500 at $1.65 and our freight of $25. Now, what I want you to do is, as we go into our inventory worksheet, right? So as we practice here, right? I want you to practice that on your own because honestly, it's repeat and rinse and repeat, right? You're going to be using the same exact accounts, right? And you're going to be just putting in different numbers. So in this case, I'm going to let you guys practice this on your own at home, okay? So what I want you to do from here on out is just practice plugging into the inventory worksheet and so on and so forth, okay? So it is July 5th. We purchased 500 units at $1.65 with a freight of $25. Okay. So here, what is the purchase price here? Right, because I bought 500 units at $1.65. How much is my total purchase price?
It's $8.25.
$8.25 plus 25.
Make it $8.50.
Okay, and then my cost per item is going to be
$1.70.
right. So another question here is, what can I not just transfer this amount into my inventory, into my goods on hand? You can if you like, but again, there's also no way that we can predict that this batch of inventory is still going to be intact, right? Because what if we end up making a purchase returns and allowances? Then we have to adjust our inventory accordingly. Rule of thumb is, it's if you want to put it in there, go ahead, go for it. But at the end of the day, if you do get that returns and allowances, then you're going to have to adjust it accordingly by subtracting out what you need to subtract. So in this case, I usually wait till once I know for a fact that there is something that's changed in here, then I go ahead and post it afterwards when I see that change. Okay, so in this case, let's see, I want to make this, we can make this an orange color because we haven't used orange yet. Okay. So then next is that on July 10, right, we then end up purchasing an additional 800 toys at $1.80 with a freight of 40. So here is a perfect example where after this batch of purchase of inventory that we purchased, right, we purchase a new batch. That means everything that we opened up and checked our inventory, right, came out to be perfect. There's no need for a refund. So that means we can transfer this 500 into the goods available because there's no changes that are necessary on that one. Okay. But again, and then of course we look forward, right? We see that on July 11, we have to make a return. Now, of course, if you're going through this, as a real business, you're not going to know or predict that you're going to make a return anytime soon, because you have to do the first things first is ensure that when you receive your inventory, you need to check out if all the items are there. And if you find that there are some wrong items in there, broken items, that's where you go ahead and establish, okay, I need to now make a return. You won't be able to predict it, okay? But in this case, this is a scenario. It's a scenario that we just created. So we do know that there will be a change for this batch of inventory, okay? So we purchased 800 toys at $1.80 with a freight of $40. So in this case, what's my purchase price here?
$1,440.
Okay, plus $40.
Make it $1,480.
Okay, giving me my cost per item to be $1.85. So in this case, let's make this purple. Okay. So then, because I already know that this amount right here, we didn't make any changes to this, no adjustments to it. So we're gonna carry it into our goods available by copying it down into this table right here. Right, and I'm gonna make sure I reference this as orange. Oh, wrong one. Okay, orange. So we can kind of see this difference. Oh, that doesn't look right. I didn't change it. Okay, there you go, orange. Okay, so I got yellow, green, blue, and then orange. Okay. So then let's see what happened next. July 11, right? We just mentioned this, that we end up returning 100 defective toys for a full refund. So we end up returning 100 of those toys. They were defective for a full refund. 100 of them. Okay. So therefore, we need to go to our table here. We returned 100 toys. Now, at what cost did I purchase these at? All right. Purchased them for $1.80. So that means if I returned 100 of them, gave me a grand total of 180. So now, since I have all this information, I need to adjust my inventory accordingly. Okay? Because now I actually returned 180 units. So I started out with 800 and I end up returning 100 units for $180. That means I have 700 left, right? My total cost was $1,480 and I just returned 180, so I'm at $1,300 even. So what's my cost per item here? What's my new cost per item? Because I have a new quantity and a new total cost.
I have 1.857143.
Good. And this is my purple batch of inventory. Okay. July 20th, I end up purchasing 300 toys at $1.85 with a freight costing $15. So 300 at $1.85 and a freight of $15. So what's my purchase price?
$555.
$555 plus 15 gives me a total cost of
Make it 517.
good. And that will give you a cost per item of $1.90. So in this case, what I'm going to do is I'm going to make this a color we already used, which is red, okay? Why red? Well, in this case, on our new inventory worksheet, we don't have red, right? We only carried over from our previous inventory these colors. So in this case, I can use red. I can reuse colors in my inventory worksheet if I prefer to. Okay, but again, as we get through this, we won't necessarily need the colors. We can eliminate them, okay? So that's this one right here. Okay? But then July 21st, you end up returning 50 of those toys because they were the wrong color and you were willing to accept 20%. So again, they shipped you another 50 toys that were the wrong color, but they convinced you to keep it and say you can still send it, you can still sell it, so they give you an additional 20% discount. Okay? So, inventory worksheet. Did we return the items? No, we didn't return any of the items. However, we know that it's going to cost me $1.85, right? Because it's from the previous batch that we just purchased, right? Usually so, because you open up the inventory box, you check to make sure everything's there, and then you also check to test it as well. So in this case, there you go. We're not making any returns, so no returns there, but it's going to cost me $1.85 each. Okay. So in this case, I need to figure out what the grand total amount of refund I'm supposed to be getting, right? And then also include that 20% discount. So in this case, what should be my new grand total refund that I should be expecting from this vendor?
Discount total is $18.50.
Good. $18.50. And this is for my red batch of inventory, right? So then now I need to transfer that red batch into my goods available because I now have an updated amount, right? I purchased a total of 300 units. I kept all 300 units. The only difference is I end up getting a discount. So I didn't pay $750. I end up paying a total of $551.50 because I end up taking a discount on there. Okay, so $570 minus the $18.20, $18.50. You should get a total of $551.50. So now I need to spread the total cost evenly amongst through the 300 units, and that's going to give me a cost per item of $1.838333. Okay. And of course, once again, this is my red batch of inventory. Okay. Okay. And then let's see what happened last. Last but not least, on July 25th, we end up purchasing 100 toys at $1.75 with a freight of $5. So that one's pretty straightforward, right? July 25th, we purchased $100 units at $1.75 with a freight of $5. Okay. And that is going to give me a total purchase price of $175 plus 5 gives you $180. Divide that by 100, you should get a cost per item of $1.80. And this one, let's see. I'm going to go ahead and use gray for this one. Okay. So because we reached the end of the accounting period, right? The next one is July 31st, right? You have a total of 600 units on hand. I'm going to go ahead and make a record of that ending balance was 600. So that means my gray batch of inventory needs to be carried over because that has no returns or anything there. So I have 100 items at $1.80, which gave me a grand total of $180. No changes there. Okay. So now I need to solve. So I have my grand total. I need to solve for my total purchases, solve for my total goods available, as well as my total purchase returns and allowances. Okay. Starting with my total purchases, how many items did I purchase in grand total here? $500 plus $800 gives you $1,300, plus $300 gives you $16, plus $100 gives you $1,700 units. Okay. What's my total purchase price?
I have $2,995.
Good. And your total freight?
It was $85.
And then total cost.
Was $3,080.
Okay, good. Okay. Again, I need to tally up my totals here. What's my total goods available?
It's 2,850.
Okay. With my total cost of my goods available. Okay. I'll give you
4,900.
good. 4,925.50.
25 and 50 cents.
Good. Good. Okay. What was my total returns?
We returned 100 unit, and we have $198.50.
Good. Okay. So now that I solved all my numbers, let's go ahead and plug it into our inventory worksheet right here at the bottom left corner. So purchases, I purchased a total of 1,700 units at a total cost of $2,995. I made a refund of 100 units at a total of $198.50. So again, these numbers you subtract because a return decreases your purchases. So in this case, I should have a total of 1,600 units left at a grand total cost of $27.96.50. Okay. Freight, once again, adds 0 to quantity, but I have to add $85 to my cost. So I'm still at 1,600 at a new total cost of $28.81.50. Okay. So this is just my purchases. Okay. I have to now include my total beginning inventory. In this case, right from my previous worksheet, I had 1,250 units at a grand total of the $2,044. Okay? I need to carry down my net purchases that I calculated from above, so 1,600 at that 28.81.50, and I should now get a total goods available of 2850 units at a grand total cost of $4,925.50. And guess what? It matches your goods available right here in your table. Okay. Then it tells me here that I have 600 units, okay, left. Okay, I have 600 units left. Okay, and that means I must have sold a grand total of 2,250 units. Okay, so I need to build my cost of goods sold table to figure out what was my actual cost of goods sold. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so have my running balance here for my total quantity and my total cost here. Okay. And let's follow the rules of FIFO. Okay. So which batch of inventory am I going to sell from first?
The yellow batch.
The yellow batch of 170. So in this case, I'm dipping into my beginning inventory because my beginning is what I had started out with, right? That's going to be considered my first batches of inventory that I had left over from the previous one, right? That my ending becomes my beginning. So in this case, this is what I need to start off with is that 17 fit, that 1770. Okay, so yellow batch of inventory. Okay, and in this case, I'm going to get rid of all of this yellow batch right here for that $219. Okay. So I got rid of this one. So which ones I'm going to get rid next?
The one below, the greenish color.
Yeah, we're going to get rid of green. Let's see, what else we're going to get? We're going to get rid of blue. So that's $12.50. We need to get to $22.50. So how much more do I need to keep selling?
1,000.
We need to keep going for 1,000. So next one, 500. So how much more do we need? 500, right? That's 1,000 minus 500 gives you 500. So there you go. So at least if I can do that much, then I know I just copy the rest of the information down. So this is the green, this is the blue, this is the orange, and then last but not least, purple. Okay, and green, blue, orange, okay? And because I'm not going to take all of the purple, right, I'm only needing 200, I only need 500 out of the 700, right? That means I need to calculate how much it's going to cost me to sell 500 of those units for that cost per item of $1.85714. Okay, so in this case, what is my new total cost there? What is my new total cost? If I sold 500 units at $1.85714,
I got $928.57.
good, $928.57. Okay, so that means that's what's going to be popped up here. This total of $3,822.57. Okay, if I do the formula, my ending balance is going to be $1,102.93. Okay? And of course, you can also build your ending balance table as well. Okay, so if you have already tried to solve this instead of my cost of goods sold, right, you'd be able to figure out that that means I'll have my 100 from my gray, I'll have my red batch for 300, and I must have 200 from that purple batch. Okay. right? I get my ending balance of 600 at a total of $1,102.93, which was correct, right? And that means all of this ending inventory is going to be the stuff that you're going to carry over into the next inventory worksheet for the month of August. Okay. So I'm just highlighting everything just so then you know exactly where everything belongs. Okay. All right. So again, tomorrow we're going to do the same thing except we're going to do LIFO, and I'm going to eliminate the colors because you really don't need it. I'll tell you that right now, okay? You don't really need it because if you can kind of follow along, if you do everything step by step, you should be able to successfully go through everything without the colors. Okay, maybe I'll do the colors for this part right here, so then when I show you how to do this one, it will be much easier to calculate. Okay, but for now, this is what you have to do with the colors here, from going from purchases to returns and how it's transferred into the goods available. Okay, so right here I have my ending balance, my cost of goods sold balance. So now I need to complete my conversion entry for question number 4 because I reached the end of the accounting period. So it's 7:31 now. $7.31. We have a total of 600 units. So how do I journalize my conversion entry for July?
We have toys, which was $1,102.93.
Okay. What else?
And we have the cost of goods sold,
Mm-hmm.
which was $3,822.57.
Okay.
And then we have the purchase returns and allowance as $198.50.
Okay.
And then total purchase expense is $2,995, with flight expense of $85.
Okay. And anything
And then
else? Well, let's equal sum it, and then maybe that will help you. Okay, so I have a total of $5,124 on the left versus $3,080 on the right. So let's go ahead and figure that out.
the beginning toys.
Yes, right? We're missing $2,044, which we know where that came from. It came from our beginning inventory that we carried over for this. So in this case, it'd be toys, right? They're identical because they came from the same exact account, right? There is no such thing as a beginning inventories account and an ending inventories account. Okay, they just came from the same exact account. But just as a reference point, the first thing you're going to recognize is your ending, and the last thing you're going to recognize is your beginning. Okay. All right, good job. Any questions in regards to the periodic purchases with the returns and allowance?